Local residents will soon feel the financial pinch of a number of new taxes imposed by the current financially distressed interim government in hopes of boosting revenue. The new tolls will produce nearly $6 million in new income for the government, said officials from the Ministry of Finance and the Office of Revenue Control, and as part two of a budgetary review by the TCI government. It was news that most were dreading from the day it was announced that direct rule from the United Kingdom was imminent. The move has already been met with contention from disgruntled locals who feel that augmenting current taxes or adding new ones will negatively affect the current financial climate of the Turks and Caicos. However, when News 4 spoke with Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Finance, Delton Jones, the official hinted to the possibility that more taxes could be on the threshold for the Turks and Caicos.
Out of the 2009-10 budget, in line with the declining revenue that we have experienced, right? We announced two main strategies to enhance revenue. One was to, be aggressive in collecting, all revenue that you were not spending. That is ongoing and continue. And the second strategy was to review a number of rates and charges, which in the most cases have not been, reviewed, for a number of years. So hence the increase in the accommodation taxes, the various customs-related exemptions, and the introduction of the money transfer levy and the changes in the machine tax.
The tax amendments were made to four of the country's major industries. As of November 1st, there will be changes to the money transfer levy ordinance. A 10% charge or tax will be imposed on the operator's fee with a cap ceiling of $50 per any one transaction. Mr. Jones explained.
In terms of the money transfer levy, what it means is that if you want to transfer money out of the Turks and Caicos, that originated in the Turks and Caicos, through a bank or through the money transfer into direct Western Union, they currently charge you a fee, right? So you will pay 10% of that fee as an additional charge which is good as a government, and then that will be capped at $50. So essentially, what it means is when you go to the money transfer, let's say they charge you, somebody to say Trinidad or so, you pay $4, then you would pay 10% of that.
An amendment was made to the customs service charge as of October 1st.
For the longest while, the most important area of revenue has been customs duty on import, and that is normally followed by accommodation tax. We have stamp duty on transaction. But again, what you find with the slowdown in the economy, the majority of these areas have been significantly declined compared to last year.
There is an amendment to the hotel restaurant ordinance, which now increases accommodation tax from 10% to 11%. There was also an amendment made to the gaming machines ordinance.
The government currently gets 30% of the drop, right? So basically, what we will be doing now is increasing that rate from 30 to 35%. And I think again, this is a situation where, like you had indicated, this has been very, very profitable, and this has not been revised in years. So it's just basically an increase to reflect, increased activity in that area.
Jones also talked about other revenue generating measures for the future.
We have to look at, we're doing a revenue study, which would look at the level of revenue that is sustainable, to match the expanded expenditure, plan that we have, to lessen the impact of external events, on the economy, a more, robust, buoyant type regime, and essentially doing an option study. So it would be difficult to say, if any of those measures will actually
At present, customs is the leading revenue generator for the Turks and Caicos Islands government, bringing in about 45% of the country's revenue, which stems from duties and other charges associated with customs. Another 15 to 18% of the government's finances comes from immigration-associated fees such as work permits, 10% of the government's funds from licensing fees, and 5% comes from other fees and charges. For WIV4 News, I'm Angie Toussaint.